What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. We fasting together. What's up, everybody? I didn't I'm gonna see how I'm gonna get through this. This gonna feel like a Sunday morning. Hey, Sammy. This gonna feel like a Sunday morning because I was inside and I figured I'd make too much noise and wake people up. So I decided at the last minute to come outside, Erica. It takes a little while to set up and make sure all the stuff is right and this is right and that is right and all of that. And yeah, I had to make a decision whether to start on time or go get a towel because this sun then slipped up and came out. So I can control the lights inside, but the volume may have woke some people up. I decided to be on time because I told y'all I'd be here for 8. So here I am, but I have no towel. I have no help. Oh Lordy. So pray for me today, y'all, because it's a bit peaked. It's a bit warm. But I wanted to be on time and I didn't want to be long. And it's good to see you all on. Hey, I need you to do me a favor and just make sure that somebody is on that 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 you love, that have doubted themselves. Or maybe it was you. If you've doubted yourself, just wave your hand back at me. Let me tell you where I'm coming from. I'm teaching something now, Winton, that I've never taught before in the history of my ministry. And it's been there all the time. I believe I've exhibited its traits. I believe I've lived in its principles, but I have never taught before of this whole principle. We call it a TLC, trust, loyalty, and care. That the reason, first of all, you don't own anything. That's the first thing. You don't own anything. God said, I own everything. I own it all. I am the sole proprietor. I'm in charge of everything. But you're just a manager. You're just a manager of everything that I gave you. That's all you are. And as soon as we can adopt that mindset that God gave us time to manage, He gave us treasure to manage, and He gave us talent to manage. He gave it to us not for us to have, but to manage it. Just because you have it in your possession does not mean that it's yours. That's why He put the tree in the middle of the garden and told Adam and Eve, don't touch it, just as a reminder, all of this belongs to me. If you touch it, well, the rest is on you. And we're here to manage. And you can be a good manager, you can be a middle manager, you can be a bad manager. God said it's really up to you. But let's look at this deal. The owner and the manufacturer tells you these are the rules of how you can live your best life. If you do what I tell you, then you're a good manager. One guy had 5, one guy had 2, one guy had 1. He took the one that didn't do anything with it, gave it to the person who was doing something with it. It's all about management. As soon as we can adopt that mindset that none of it is mine, we'll be on our way to the next level in our life. And I began to think about all the things that we can manage: time, talent, treasure, opportunities, giftings, money, things like that we can manage. God gave it to you because He said, I knew I can trust you. He said, I gave it to you because I knew you would be loyal with it. And I gave it to you because I knew you would care for it or cultivate it. Here it is. Whenever God gives you something, it's your responsibility. Everybody put this in the chat because you've got to get this. If I got to give just 2 words to give a whole synopsis of everything that this teaching is all about, put this in the chat: protect and expand. Protect and expand. Protect and expand. That is our job. Whatever God gave us, whether it's a gift, an opportunity, or money, a talent, a treasure, a time, God wants us to protect it and expand it. Protect it and expand it. If there's a trustee, that you go to the trustee and you say, look, I'm giving you this, that when I'm gone, I trust that you would do this for my family, protect and expand it. That's why. Why? Here's another nugget. Here's another nugget. Here's another nugget. Here's another nugget. Because whatever you don't manage well, you lose. If you don't manage your health, you lose your health. If you don't manage your money, you lose your money. If you don't manage your spirit, you lose your spirit. If you don't manage relationships, you lose relationships. If you don't manage your heart, whatever you don't manage, you lose. It's all about management. Why? Because if it's in my hand, it's limited. But if it's in God's hand, it's unlimited. I want to be a better manager. I want to be a better manager. I want to be a better manager. Because God says to the man that had one talent, take it away from him and give it to somebody that's going to work what they got. Oh, I need you to put this is a personal declaration here. This is your declaration. I need everybody to see it. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Just put working what I got. Put that in the chat. Put that in the chat. I'm working what I got. I'm working what God gave me. Because it's all about management. And the Spirit of the Lord spoke to my heart and says, okay, I know that you have time and talent and treasure that you have to manage. I know you have giftings and opportunities and money that you have to manage. I say, what else? Is there anything that everybody has to manage? Is there anything everybody has to manage? And God says yes. At different levels and in different stages, everybody has to manage the middle. How do I manage the middle? How do I manage the middle? What's the middle, Bishop? From the time God spoke it to the time it comes to pass, how do I manage that? From the time God spoke it to the time it comes to pass, how do I manage that? This is what happened to Joshua and the children of Israel. God spoke it that he was going to lead them into a promised land. Up until the time the promised land came, they had to manage a lot of different things. And one thing they had to manage was indecision. You've got to manage in this on your way to what you know God told you. What you know God told you. What you know God told you. They got to Kadesh Barnea and had to manage, which way do I go? Indecision is a major thing they had to manage. And guess what? They managed it poorly, went the wrong way. A trip that should have taken them a few days took them several years. They mismanaged that. But God said, okay, I'll give you another chance. He said, even before you get to the promised land, he said, I want you to manage the negative thoughts of other people. It's called echolekleia. 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 Echolekleia is a term that is used of how children learn how to talk. Echolekleia is a term that is used when children are learning how to talk. All right. They listen to their parents and they repeat what their parents say. That's why my kids speak English and somebody in China, their kids speak Chinese. It's not because they're different children. They're just listening to what they heard somebody else say. But that only lasts till you're about 3 years old. And the reason that some of you are suffering right now is because you are suffering from echolekleia. You are repeating the negative words of your enemy, and now it's coming back to bite you. No, it's not them, it's you. You're not snared by the words of anybody else's mouth. You're snared by the words that come out of your mouth. Why is that important? Why is that important? Why is that? They had to manage their effort. They couldn't move. They couldn't move, probably had to manage the effort. Why? Because they had so many other people around them that was helping them in an area that is so subtle and so sublime and so unique. Because once you start listening to the negative words of people around you, it will cause you to doubt yourself. I know what God said. God said that this over here belongs to us. Doubting yourself, which leads to things like self-sabotage. And much of what we're blaming on other people, sometimes we need to look internally, which comes from a lack of self-love and a lack of self-confidence and a lack of self-value. Let me ask a question. Has anybody ever acted uh, in ways that are opposite of what is good for you? Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Has anybody ever acted in ways that were opposite in what you know is good for you? Paul put it like this. He said, what I don't understand about myself, he said, is that I decide one way, but then act another way, doing things I totally despise. I decide that I'm going to do this. God called me. God said, do this. God said, move. God said, open the business. God said, make that connection. God said, make that partnership. But he said, but then I act a whole nother way, doing things I totally despise. That's why some of y'all stuck on the job. Because you know what God told you, but you won't even step out there and start. And wondering why you've been so sick lately. You know why? Because doubting yourself is the high blood pressure of the mind. Doubting yourself is the high blood pressure of the mind. You don't even know it's killing you. You don't even know it's killing you. Doubting yourself is the high blood pressure. You blaming it on this and taking all kind of medicine, and you didn't change your diet, and you became a keto and a vegan and a this and a that, and don't nothing seem to work. Then because inside there's turmoil on the inside, because you know good and well that there's more to you than what the eye has seen. Paul said in Romans chapter 7, verse 16, so if I can't be trusted to figure out what is best for myself, then I do it. It becomes necessary that God's command, it becomes obvious rather that God's command is necessary. I need to hear from God. There's something in my soul that knows that there's more to me than the eye has seen. I need to hear from God, not from human content. New word of the day, right? New catchphrase of the day for all the onliners. Content, not human content. This stuff is happening inside of me, and I don't even realize it, because what begins to happen then is that unworthiness begins to creep in. But Paul said something else. He said, but I need something more. Can y'all do me a favor? Let's just have a conversation. Let's not let this be about preaching. Let's have a conversation. Just please put in the chat. Let's, like we talking to each other, like I'm in church with you right now, and we and touch your neighbor, and I'm rubbing my head because I'm sweating like I'm out, like I'm on a Sunday morning. And just put in the chat, I need something more. That's what you need to tell the person that you're in relationship with that's not fulfilling your need. I need something more. I done been around this mountain too many times. I need something more. Paul said in Romans chapter 7, verse 17, I need something more. He said this, for if I know the law, or the Lord, or what God told me, what the Lord told me, the law is the Lord, and God speaks to us through manifestation of his revelation through his word. If I know the Lord has told me something, I still can't do it. And if the power of sin within me, watch this, keeps sabotaging my best intentions, it's obvious. I need some help. There's something within me that is sabotaging. That's the Bible, Message Bible, my best intentions. Self-sabotage. He said, obviously, I need some help because I keep messing it up. I know what God told me. God said at the promised state, this is what's yours. And somewhere in the middle, I started listening to the negative words of my enemy, and it has caused me to keep doubting myself. Oh, I wish I had a real witness in the place that would be honest with me. He goes on to say, I realize that I don't have what it takes. God Almighty. Can you see how he's talking to himself? And how many of us in front of everybody else are you wonderful in front of everybody else? You stuttered up and dudded up. You got your pretty little pieces on. You got your hair done. You got your nail on the outside. It's real wonderful, but on the inside, you're telling yourself, you know what? Maybe I don't have what it takes. He said, I can will it. I can pray for it. I can speak in tongues, but I can give glory to God for it. But I can't do it, he said. Look how he feels. I can will it up because there's a little voice in me listen, that don't think I'm able to handle the pain that comes with growth. So we sabotage it. We don't think we can handle the pain that comes with growth. So we sabotage it. So if the relationship gets a little bumpy, I'm getting out of this. Because the last time this happened, I got my feelings hurt. And we don't think we can handle the pain that comes with growth, though we are really afraid to be alone. But I'd rather be by myself than suffer the pain that comes with growth. So I'll blow the whole thing up over something that is so small at times. Paul said in Romans chapter 7, verse 19, the Message Bible, he said, here it is, I decide to do good, but I really don't do it. I decide that I'm going to step out by faith and start my business. I decide that I'm not going to take this another day in my life. I'm going to go in there and ask for a raise. I decide that I'm not going to stand for this another day. He said, I decide to do good, but I really don't do it. And then he says, I decide not to do bad, and I do it anyway. Now, this all I need. This all I need. This all I need. Just put your hand over your face if you are like me. Paul said, I decide to do good, but I really don't do it. I decide to do bad, but I do it anyway. How many people have ever said, I'm never doing that again, only to do it again? Can y'all just give me a signal and a sign? Can y'all? He said, I decided that I'm going to step out by faith and do what God told me. God told me the promise was mine, but I didn't even realize that. And see, after negative thoughts, negative behavior normally follows. I decided to do good. Okay, man. And all of this is working. This inner voice is working that feeds my self-doubt. And you start repeating, the children of Israel start repeating the negative words of their enemies. And that's what got them in trouble. And it caused them to begin to self-doubt. But what you need to understand is this, and I need you to please, I know we working together, that we preaching, y'all preaching with your hands, I'm preaching with my mouth. Preach with me, everybody. What you say about you is all that really matters. What you say about you to you is all that really matters. What you say about you to you is all that really matters. What you say about you to you is all that really matters. If you're talking to somebody in the chat, put that up with them. What you say about you to you is all, is all, is all, is all, is all that really matters. What you say about you to you is all that really matters. They began to say what they thought the enemy was saying about them. The enemy hadn't done nothing to them. The enemy hadn't done anything to them. The enemy had not raised a flag. The enemy had not gotten a sword. The enemy had not called a meeting. The enemy had not done anything to them. They were doubting themselves. Did you hear what I said? They were doubting themselves. That's what's killing a lot of y'all and don't even know it, because it is the high blood pressure of the mind. 6 ways to stop doubting yourself. Number 1, overgeneralization. This is a trigger. This is a trigger for some of y'all. Broad, general conclusions on a small piece of evidence. Overgeneralization. Okay? You were in a bad relationship. Okay, good. Hurt, disappointed, disillusioned. Still kind of love them, but hurt. But we kind of know it's over. Now I start getting back in the dating again. Thank God for that. You have an opportunity to start dating. Overgeneralization says this at the beginning of the relationship. Listen, to yourself, you're saying this. I just came out of a bad relationship. If he does anything to remind me of the last thing that I came out of, it's over. Over. Generalization. You're going in with the wrong spirit. Sometimes ain't nobody did you nothing. You hypersensitive because you've been hurt. Stop overgeneralizing. Number 2, I'm gonna get some of this stress off your mind. Okay? I'm gonna get some of this stress off your mind. Get rid of the shoulds. Shoulds will cause you to doubt yourself. Listen to what I'm saying. Get rid of the shoulds. I should be further than I am right now. I should have graduated from school. See, this one is common for those of you who are like overachievers and you are like A, B students. You could have been an A student, but you're A, B student. You know, man, you overachieve in a lot of stuff, but you still fight with the shoulds. I should have been promoted by now. Man, I should be married by now. Or at least engaged, or at least should. Shoulds, think about that, cause you to doubt yourself. I'm going to give you one more and I'll give you the last 3 tonight. Watch absolute words. Like, never. This never happens for me. I always come out on the bad end of the stick. See, these little things like this cause you to give up on something, on just a tiny little obstacle. Tiny little thing. One moment you feel great about yourself. It's painful. It's painful. What's some overgeneralizations? Get rid of the shoulds. These ways cause you to doubt yourself. The children of Israel self-sabotaged their whole trip. I'll give it a rest tonight. My time is gone. Watch those absolute words. I ain't gonna never get married. And it's doubting yourself that's caused you to hurt yourself. I'll teach the rest tonight. I love y'all. I love you. Because God called you to manage the middle. Between the time that he spoke it, the children of Israel they didn't have to deal with the enemy. They didn't have to deal with themselves. Listening to the negative words around them caused them to have so much self-doubt. That's why they would figure which way to go. Oh, come on. Okay, y'all. Hey, y'all know it's Wednesday. Y'all know we fasting today. Fruit and vegetables, all right? Daniel fast. Ladies, y'all know y'all fast in 21 days. Okay, all the ladies. I'm joining in with the ladies. Men, if you want to join in, you can. But especially on Wednesday. Today is our day that we fast together. Fruit, vegetables, nuts, berries, beans, rice, water, things like that. Good for your body, good for your soul. All right. He's still moving. He's still proving just how great. I'm gonna see if they let me play this. Can you think they'll let me play this without them throwing me off? So y'all, this is one of my songs right here, right? I'm gonna let y'all hear that and I'm gone. I love y'all. Love, live, inspire. This is the cut right here. Tonight, 8 o'clock. You got a good time? Just how great he is. Just how great he is. Ashley, he's still Ayaba. Just how great he is. Love you, Michelle. Just how great he is. What's up, Hope? What's up, Quaylen? Love you, man. Just how great he is. Quit doubting yourself. Why? Woo! I'm staying until they pull me up. Come on, I'm going, y'all. I love y'all. Tonight, 8 o'clock. You got a good time? I hope so. Love, live, inspire you. See y'all later. And quit doubting yourself. If God told you to go get it, go get it. Ooh. Something about being outside. I'm coming back outside again. Mr. Consuelo, Gigi Prince, Jamie B. Let's blow this thing up, Jamie. Let's make some people wealthy and leave an inheritance for their children's children. If we were here Sunday, we might have still been singing it today. No, at church. Jeff, here we go, Jeff. Will, take off a Sunday and come through there. And when we have a special event, make sure you're there, man. Get you in the mix. You're a family. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Woo! What's up, Agnes? All the way in the ATL. Big Jeff, break the snare drum on this. Boom, 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 boom. And that big bass. Tell me I need that bass monitor. I need that bass in my monitor. I am too. So y'all go download this. Play it in the shop today, Jamie. Pool. Pass it out to the church. Quaylen. Have this running through this. Have this running through the school. We love all the beauty, all the beauticians. Break it, Jeff. Snook. Baba. Oh, Will Bassett. You on this? If you just came and sang this for 5 minutes at the end of service or something, I'm just saying, just a little favor. The name of the song is, you get exactly what for you, right? We can name the song based on the part we like. Still Moving Live. William McDowell. Can we? How about it? All right, I love y'all. Because y'all know I got a DJ spirit. I'm going. I love y'all. Yeah. Preview the coming attraction. Later, y'all.